Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. And as with Manchester United, there's a hell of a lot to discuss. Hell of a lot to discuss. Obviously, Champions League qualification, beating Chelsea 4-1. That's why I even put in the title Harry Kane, Mason Mount, and Declan Rice, all linked to Manchester United. We still have the ownership thing. There's still the Kim Min Jae links, the Frimpong links. The list goes on and on and on. And it is the Friday edition of the show as well. So I'm joined by my brother from the West Coast, which is the best coast. Man like Eddie is in the building. What are you telling me? Foremost, Eddie, you good?
I'm good, man. It's Friday. I'm headed into a 3-day weekend from work, man. So the finish line is in sight. Finish line is in sight. United's Premier League season is about to be a wrap, so that's a little bit less stress in my life as well.
Yeah.
We moving good. We moving good right about now, man. We moving
I love
good.
that. A big up to you as well again for holding down the watch along yesterday
Thank
as
you,
well.
thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I get how, man, that's difficult trying to read comments, make sure you got the comments right. Make sure you got the score right, bro. I had that 1-0 till like I swear to God, the 80th minute, boy. So then I had to...
Normally the chat will pop up and say, "Oh, you need to change the scoreline," but it's all good.
Yeah. It was too many, but there was enough, so we had a good time in there. We had a good time.
Man, it was and good game. I'm sure we'll give out your. I'll get your opinions on that. I'll give my opinions on that. Like I said to everyone in the chat, get your Manchester United questions in. Let's bump up the likes as well. Like check 1212. Let's hit the like button on the video. Please make sure you share this across all the socials. And on top of those two things, subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. Vitally important you do that. So hit that like button, share across all the social media apps you are active on. Follow at Sarcasm City TV everywhere and subscribe to the channel as well. And I was thinking this just as I started the live then, and I was like, so much has gone on in a week that me and you haven't even discussed Mason Mount or Declan Rice, you know what I'm saying? Or like we've discussed Harry Kane before, but not to like the extent. And I was thinking, but I actually don't know like Eddie's full thoughts on Mason
Let
Mount.
me start on the game first.
We can go
I
game first.
Yeah,
we'll go game first. Thoughts on the game.
Man.
Yeah. Cool.
Dog, I'm gonna say something that sounds crazy to some people, but I guess I have to say it. That was probably the most embarrassing 4-1 I've ever seen in my life, bro. In my life, bro. See, you've been watching Chelsea, and because of all the ManDem being supporters of that bum ass club, we've been subjected to watching them a couple times this season, and I've never seen them look as meaningful in attack, right?
Creating chances and shit.
Just creating chances. I'm just like, it's like 60-40 possession wise. And I'm like Gallagher getting into spaces. Stewart Hall, Stuart Little, whatever the name,
Lewis Hall,
his name is. Lewis Hall. See, I'm talking about, I don't even know who this brother is. I'm just watching him go up and down and up and down and up and down. So we put our chances away. The midfield. What can I say? Bruno with another Bruno masterclass. Just do nothing. Do nothing. 75th minute, you want to get a penalty. Then you want to start out some commotion because you want to show up the goalkeeper. I'll leave that alone.
Before you continue, because obviously I'm only seeing it live. What was the commotion about? I don't know what happened. Obviously, I seen the melee because I was there, but like, what actually happened?
He showed up the keeper.
Because he showed up Kepa. Is that all it was? I seen Enzo getting involved. So I was like,
he looked. I mean, Enzo, you a hoe. You had the whole 90 to really do something. You want to do something when you down 3-0, 4-0. You a hoe. He played well though. Like if in that Chelsea side, there's like. I mean, shout out to my Jao Day supporters. I'm a Jao Day supporter on the low because he took that goal was a little saucy. Saucy. I'm just saying we need a 10. But I digress. We that's another one. And then I think other than that, like Mudryk was really shocking. That was
he was bad. Yeah, he
Hey
was
man,
bad.
figured out the
He was bad.
price tag. I'm like, hey
He was
yo,
bad.
hey
He was bad.
yo,
It's one of
ain't
them
no
when you hear the price, it's like, hey, yo.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, no return policy on that one, big man. You gotta
Yeah.
hold that.
Facts.
And I think on our side, Lindelof was solid. Another good Lindelof performance.
Absolutely. Agreed.
I'm just saying, we saw Shaw at left back. We saw them get behind. We saw Malassi at left back. Not too much going on. So I think we've seen. I pray that we've seen the last of Shaw at left back because he just doesn't have the athleticism to hold himself out there. Sancho had his moments where you saw his brilliance, and then he had his moments where you saw his limitations.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I mean, it's probably better on the eye, but there were a couple times where he gets the ball in space.
Yeah.
And it actually looks like he has the speed to go direct on goal, but then he's looking for somebody to pass it into. And when you look at, and I think we've been saying this the entire season, when you look at who looked the most effective, now Sancho was effective because he had an assist, he had a couple shots on goal. You saw the difference between him, Rashford, and Garnacho. Like, I think we're continually seeing the difference. That's not to say one is, better than the other, but what it is to say is in this system, the Garnacho and Rashford look a bit more in place on the wing than Sancho. Because Sancho, for me, I think what shine, like we say all the time, is his ability on the ball.
Yeah.
He had a great pass to Martial through traffic. Off the right, he did his thing, but it's like, because of what we look like in midfield, like I'm trying to put him in the midfield closer to the goal.
I get that point. I understand why you've come to that conclusion. I get that.
But yeah, that's it for me. Like the rest of them jokers, like I don't even really feel the need to speak on. I'm just being honest. I like that's all. Like I don't. I mean, those guys just showed up to work.
Yeah, man.
Ericsson, another day where I think, hey man, I don't want to. I'm about to say something crazy, but I'm not gonna say that. But I'm like, listen, we need to get that brother like the I don't know you ever seen G.I. Joe?
Nah, I've never seen G.I. Joe.
Nah, they got this scene where they get these dudes some exosuits, and so pretty much like they legs is controlled by machine.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You already got the ticker going off the machine. Let's get you some hooked up on some leg joints. I don't know, man. You brother's legs is cooked. Yeah. The classic mirror gonna stay classy. We understood that. I think
he's a cut above. He was the best player on the pitch by far. He's a cut above. There's a reason his song was his song rings out all the time. His song gets sung more than anybody else's song. When he scored, it got sung. And then throughout the game, it got sung. Even at the end, when the players are clapping and they're walking around the pitch, his song is getting sung out by you hear his song's hella catchy as well, but you hear his song constantly, and you see why he's a cut above everybody. That's the level we need to be at.
You could definitely see it in the stadium too, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because where I was sat, it was pretty much almost level with the halfway line, and I was high up. So I'm seeing the full pitch. So I'm seeing everything on the ball. I'm seeing off the ball. And one realization I did come to was when me and you talk on here and things we say and why we're critical is magnified times by 100 because you can see everything. The things we smoke on, all the criticisms we have, I'm not going crazy. It's just that you can see it more because you're seeing off the ball stuff. You're seeing where it's breaking down and why it's not working. And to add, the players you mentioned, of course, Casemiro, a class act. Malasio, that's something that impressed me watching him live was we talk about his pace and his athleticism. He's got a great engine too. Doesn't stop. He was legit open. The amount of times, when he came on in the second half, Rashford would have the ball. And as soon as Rashford get the ball, Malasio's gone. gone straight away. You know what I'm saying? Charging up the pitch. If it breaks down, he's getting back. Then he's back. Like, his engine is ridiculous. And I'm like, when I say it's a pace and power game, it really is. And when you watch it live, you see how much of an athletic game it is. Like, you mentioned Sancho, and who had his moments. And there was times where Sancho could have drove into space and then checked inside, but that's just not his game. Is Sancho slow? No, he can shift, but he's not electric. He's not explosive. He's not direct. Rashford is night and day for the difference from when Anthony and Sancho were on, then when you see Rashford get on the pitch and when Garnacho gets on the pitch. Just the willingness to direct. Like, there was the time, you'll remember in the game where Rashford picked up the ball, it was in our half, and Gallagher tried to tackle him. And then Gallagher tripped up, and Rashford just carried the ball all the way to the Chelsea penalty area. And someone had a shot or it got blocked. But I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, Sancho can do that. But that's not a criticism of Sancho. That's not his game. That's like me expecting Casemiro to dribble. Like, that's not a criticism. That's just not what your game is. And Sancho, if he's gonna play, he has to play central.
You came to that realization too.
I came to that realization, like, even more so. Like, I thought, like, if he's gonna be successful here, he has to play in the 10 or in the false 9. He can't be out wide. He can't be out wide, not in the slightest. And big up to everyone in the chat. Continue to get your questions in as well. I'm starving the best questions. Of course, if you super chat, I'll get straight to it as well. But yeah, everything was like everything was magnified, like 110%. Like, Lindelof was good. Varane just composed. That's what. Talker as well. That's one thing you don't really see on screen. I don't know if he's always like that, but I presume he is. But at the time Chelsea had the chance, it might have been the Gallagher chance, and Varane was shouting at Rashford and Martial. He was signaling to them about something. I could just see the hand gestures. So he seemed unhappy with something. I don't know if he was telling him to squeeze, but yeah, Wan-Bissaka has been consistent. Wan-Bissaka. Eriksen showed his limitations. Bruno, you called it a world-class Bruno performance, all the limitations of Bruno just magnified by 10. There was another moment, you might remember this, someone in the chat where was it in the first half? I'm trying to think, was it first half? No, it was the second half. I believe it was the second half. And someone's played a pass into him. I think it was just inside the Chelsea half. And he tried to let the ball roll and run past Chalobah. And even there was an old guy next to me who was watching the game, sat right next to me. And he tapped me, and he was like, he tapped me, and he was like, yeah, Bruno, you ain't got the speed for that. It's not. Why is Bruno trying to tell? Old man told me this. No. I'm saying, just like when I say like athleticism and agility and like balance with Bruno, it's glaring. It's worse in person. It's worse in person. Him giving the ball away. The crazy part is, go look at. They didn't really show in the highlights. If you can get extended highlights, go look at the second goal, people, where the ball breaks to Casemiro. Who gets caught on the ball? Bruno.
Yeah.
He should have played it. I'm shouting like, yo, why are you not playing the ball? And then he's not, and then he didn't play it. Then it's tackled, it's ricocheted. Casemiro's played a clip through, but obviously the chip ball over to Sancho, and then Sancho squared it to Martial. But everything is glaring in person. All our good things are glaring. Like Rashford on the break, Garnacho on the break, like Casemiro in general, Varane, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka. But then all the issues we have when we talk about giving the ball up. Because there was a time in the first half where Chelsea was just dominating the ball.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm just sat there like, oh shit, this is bad. And I'm sat there thinking, Mason Mount does not improve this. That's what I was thinking. I was like, what is going on?
Oh no. Yeah. Because I think, just watching them yesterday, like second half was good. I'll give
second half was very good.
Second half was good. But it's just like, man, oh man, that midfield. Lord of mercy, bro. I'm looking at Bruno. I'm just like, bro, what is, like, I can't even put my finger on what he's actually out there trying to do. Like, I can't say, okay, Eriksen's trying to recycle. Eriksen's trying to spray the ball out to certain players. But physically, with how short the windows are to make that passes, he can't do it. He can see it, though. You can see he understands what he's trying to do.
Who's this, Eriksen?
Yeah.
Okay.
But once he tries to engage and actually do it, It's like he just can't do it anymore. It's a touch slow. It's like we said like I said with Rashford when he was injured,
Mm-hmm.
because the windows for opportunity close so fast because the defenders are so athletic and can recover.
Yeah.
Once you get that step, you have to have somebody who can make that gap exaggerated, which is what a Rashford will do, which is what a Garnacho will do.
Yeah.
So I think moving forward, I think the ball carrying and ball management and the kind of like the responsibility of maintaining possession has to come from the type of striker that we buy, and it has to come from the type of midfielders that we buy. And the issue that I'm seeing already is the upgrade on Ericsson. I think in his eyes, I don't know this, but I think the upgrade on Ericsson would be a Mason Mount. Like I think he would legit put Mason Mount and Bruno in the same at the same 8, and then just have them roam, play the pass, not really worry about maintaining possession because they're going to be pressing high, winning the ball back if we lose it, win it back again. That type of game is what I think he's looking at us playing in the Prem. Now, is that necessary for us? I don't believe so. Because I think that when you have a Rashford, and to an extent, whoever plays off the right, like if you're gonna just go, full on, we sprint from end line to end line. There's like Anthony. I love him, but there's no need in that system when that's not his game. I was looking at the stats during the game, and it was legit like Rashford at 16 or whatever, 17 Premier League goals it is. Yeah. The rest of the guys are on like 5 and 6.
Not pulling no weight.
Yeah, it's like you got a couple guys on 5 and 6s. Yeah, I think Martial was on 6. Anthony might be on 6. Sancho might be on like a 5 or something like that. Because of how we play. Like, is it the way that I want to play football? No, because I think when you play against the likes of a City, you play against the likes of Madrid when we're in Champions League, you play to get these upper echelon teams. Maintaining the ball is also a form of defense. It's also a form of crisis control. Like if they don't have, we have the ball, they don't. Yeah. That's minutes that we don't have to worry about them attacking us. But we're just gonna give the ball up every time and give chances to some of these strikers that we're gonna play. Okay, see you next summer. Like it's gonna be one of them. So that's my thing with what I'm seeing with this team. Now, to their credit, when it works, it works. Because on that stretch where we were dominating teams,
yeah,
I felt that physically we were the most imposing team in the league. I thought that the thing that made City and Arsenal elite at that time was their ability to recycle the ball, maintain the ball, create chances. But I thought like our tenacity, our defending,
we had that dog in us. Yeah,
we had that dog in us for a couple weeks.
Saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? We couldn't keep the ball for shit, but we could take it back and we could make some out of it and we could defend. We were definitely hard to beat. So I think we need to find that middle ground where we can do both. Agreed. Right? I think we need to find the players that allow us to do both.
Yeah.
And I think now that it's continuous and just end on this, like it is clear to me we need to address the midfield more than anything, because thinking that Ericsson can do what he did at the beginning of the season in the role that he has, I think Ericsson in a much more limited role.
Ericsson as a 10 could work. He's got to do less. He's got to do less work and less running.
Do less work.
He is actually a 10. He is playing out of position.
Yep.
It's just that he can still operate as an 8.
Yeah.
He can operate, to a good level. He can operate as an 8. Big up HKN as well for the super chat. He says, I don't believe Ten Hag wants Mason Mount, Declan Rice, and Harry Kane. Ain't no way. He did not want any of those players last summer. HKN, big up for the super chat. The way you said Ain't no way. I can tell you meant that, even though it's typing. I could tell. And you know what? I hear what you're saying. Mount, we'll discuss these three players. Obviously, it's in the title, but Mount, I'm not with whatsoever. Rice, even though I think is an improvement, there is better options, and Kane as well, who of course would be a vast improvement. There is better options than Harry Kane. But big up for the super chat, HKN, man. Much appreciated.
I would say Kane. I would say Kane, but then, like I said, I say it every time. You can't play two slow people in that attacking third.
Yep. Talk to him, fam.
You
Talk
can't.
to him.
You just can't get away with it, especially with us who don't keep the ball.
Yep.
There's no need in us playing somebody slow in that attack, like two slow people that attacking third. So if Kane comes, Rashford's locked into the left.
Yeah.
Who's off the right is going to be vitally important. And
it's going to be Anthony or Diallo.
Or
Sancho. Yeah.
Sancho, if we control the ball, yes, you theoretically can play a Sancho and a Kane, but
that sucks. I was just thinking about that front three as a collective, people, not individually.
Yeah.
Individually, it sounds good, but then when you put it out there on paper with what Eddie's saying, you need pace around Kane. That's my biggest issue with him.
You have to. Why do you think Son thrives with Kane? Because Kane will pick the ball up in the middle of the pitch and give him a chance to run after it. That's why the Kulusevski thing has been working out, because Kulusevski is running right with Kane, like they hand in hand. I don't need you to be hand in hand. I need you to go move so I can play this pass in, and then once you get the attention on you and I'm diving down the middle, I can go ahead and finish my chances, right? But I mean, if now that we're on the subject, let me tell you something. I think this has Ratcliffe written all over it.
Which one? What? Kane?
All three of them.
Oh, all three of them. Okay.
You know how we had the Neymar thing coming out?
Yeah.
With Qatar, I think this is Ratcliffe.
This is his version of that.
Okay. And I think that maybe the manager does like him, but I mean, the manager might like Celine Dion. He's not going to bring on a player in the middle of the pitch, is he? That's what the guy. I can't see how he would be a viable option for us when you've been forced to play the likes of a Bruno, and you've seen that doesn't work. You have a Fred, and honestly, I'm gonna say it. Pastor Fred is better than freaking Mason Mount. That's what I think. That's what I think.
About it. The thing is, I'm not even gonna argue you down, because how I look at both of them is how I look at when people say, "Oh, Mount's better than Bruno." Not good enough. Yeah. Regardless of who's better out of whoever we're comparing, I want major upgrades, people. When I say I want to upgrade on Eriksen, I'm not saying go get De Jong, but I want a De Jong type.
It would be nice.
Bring me that level. Go get me a Casado. If you're not bringing me proven, proper star quality, at least bring me someone with the potential to get there, that you look at and say, right, such and such is 2021, but in a couple of years' time, he could get to an even greater level. He's good now, but he could. I'm not hearing this Mason Mount thing. I really not. Let me get to this from HKN as well. Big up for the super chat, HKN. He says, Rashford, 17 goals, 34 games played. Bruno, 7 goals, 36 games played. Martial, 6 goals, 20 games played. Sancho, 5 goals, 25 games played. Anthony, 4 goals, 25 games played. Casemiro, 4 goals, 27 games played in the league. So HKN, big up for this in regards to it. This just showcases where our biggest issues is, which is goals. But why that's ironic is, even though our defense has been the stronger part of our team, yesterday it was the complete opposite in that game. Defensively, we look shaky because, like you said at the very start of the show, Chelsea created a hell of a lot of chances. And our our defensive home record is incredible. We've only conceded nine goals, people. 9 goals we've conceded at home this season. We have the second best home record. We've been pretty much almost perfect at home. Old Trafford has been a fortress in that way. Away from home has been the issue. But yesterday, like I said, that flipped in terms of us going forward. We created so many chances, so many clear-cut chances as well. That adds, you have to give our attacking players credit. Obviously, Chelsea are bad as well. Like defensively, they're shocking. They're an abysmal outfit. And watching that, I was like, I see why the Chelsea fans, Lewis, etc., and the rest are so mad. And like,
Oh yeah.
if I had to pay money and go up and down the country to watch that, I'd be livid too afterwards. Like, I would stop going
That's
for
why
real.
I gotta respect. I gotta respect.
Yeah.
I gotta respect all them dudes. Our
Yes.
brothers like Timo, brothers like Lewis. I saw Vic got some love on one of the cast. Shout out to my dog Vic.
Yeah,
Was out
shout
there.
out to Victor, man, for the first time, man. He told
That's
me
what's
fuck. He said
up.
he told me fuck me in person, but hear me out. You know what I'm
Oh, how
saying?
thoughtful! How
He was
thoughtful.
like, yo, what you saying? Because it was right after the game. It was like, yo, good. And
Yeah.
he's like, yo, fuck you, man. I was like, what? He's like, nah, just fuck you. Shout out Chelsea Fan TV. Big up Alex. Like I said, Victor did a fan cam on there.
Okay.
Lewis obviously did a fan cam on there. Saeed did a fan cam on there. I did a fan cam on there as well. So make sure you go check out Chelsea Fan TV and all the great content. Like I said, big up Alex Lewis, the whole Chelsea Fan TV gang. But yeah, it's a lack of goals because even away from home, when I was looking at it, we've scored 22 goals in 19 matches away from home in the league. That's shocking.
That's embarrassing.
22 goals we've scored.
20, that's one, like legit
22.
one.
One a game. And people wonder why you, Eddie, and myself will criticize this team and these players.
Let me ask you
ironically,
something,
yeah, go on, fam. Yeah, go on.
Because that goes to another point. When was the last time we saw 4 goals?
In a league, I can't remember. I think we scored it in the cup, one of the cup games. Someone
like against like one
yeah,
of
I think it
lowest,
might have been a championship side or something like that. Yeah.
4 goals, man.
Yeah.
I had to think. I was thinking. I was like, 4 goals. Yeah. I know we scored 3. We got smoked by City, but 4.
We don't score goals like that. In particular, away from home. At home, like I said, our form has been incredible. And HKN again, big up for the super chat.
Thank you,
I'm starring all the best. I'm starring all the best questions, people. So don't worry about it. Continue to get your best.
Thank you, Ed. It is the first time we scored 4 goals in the Premier League.
That's abysmal. That's an
indictment. That's an indictment.
Should be game week 37 against an absolute shocking outfit that are on the beach under one of the worst managers in the league. That's what it is.
Whew.
And people wonder why we criticize our attacking players and why. And this goes further to the point of why I was backing Rashford over last week.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at what he has around him. And people wonder why I want to upgrade on all the players. Ironically, people, all the first teamers I want add to creativity. That's why when I say I want 2 new fullbacks, that adds to creativity. When I say I want to upgrade on Eriksen, of course, that adds to creativity. When I say I want a new number 10, that adds to creativity. Striker, creativity. Scoring goals. I was about to saying, let me get to it because there's been a few before I continue talking about giving my final thoughts on the actual game itself. Sorafel says Bruno creates chances for strikers we don't have. That is what Bruno does. Once he gets a striker, Bruno will start to improve more, but now it's a graveyard shift. I disagree with this in regards to he's not good enough. It's as simple as that. Every time I watch him, it just clarifies even further. He got a goal and assist yesterday, but I wouldn't give him above a 6.
Who did?
Yeah, Bruno got a goal and assist. Did he get an assist? Yeah, he did get an assist because he set up Rashford. The last one. He was the one who intercepted the pass. That's the type of thing I'm talking about. This is it, fam. This is the type of thing. Like when you said Bruno world-class performance, that's a typical him performance. And yeah, people, we won the game 4-1. But you can still be critical of the performance because if we play like that against Manchester City, we will get packed.
I'm turning it off at halftime. I'm turning it off at halftime.
Yeah. It will be more than 7. Yeah, it'll be more than 7. I might be on my way walking to the shop to go get liquor. You know what I'm saying, like, I'm really not trying to watch that. I'll be like, tell my pops, turn this over, and like, this is done. This is a wrap. So this is why we are so critical. And Mason Mount does not improve that. Ryan mentioned Declan Rice and like him being a good. He said Declan Rice would be an incredible signing for United. I'm legit not trolling. He's an exceptional player. Where I disagree is I don't think he's an exceptional player. I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
Does he improve us? Yes.
Is he better than Bruno?
Yes. Even though they play different roles, he's better than Bruno. But again,
so what
Eddie,
was he playing right? Yeah, he's not good enough. I think we're there too. Yeah.
He's a 6/8. That's what he does.
Okay.
So if for instance, if he played for us, he'd probably play in the Eriksen role. He'd play alongside Casemiro. But he can also play as a 6.
From what I'm saying, he's probably going to end up at Arsenal.
As long as it's not us. It's more so for me, the problem with Rice is not only the quality, number one, even though I could be wrong on this, because I do think he's a good player. I don't think he's exceptional. to the prices they're talking about.
Yeah, no, I think
Well,
I think West Ham got to remember who they are. Yeah, I because I'm not from there. I know it might feel a bit disrespectful. Hey, you're not the belle of the ball, huh? You're not who everybody's turning their neck at to come see when you walk by. You got Antonio up top. Only one I fear y'all team is Ben Rama, and I don't know what it is about that brother. He just scores against us. That's
he's
what it
one of
is.
them.
But
Yeah.
with Rice, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you're an okay dribbler. You're an okay passer. I think from what I've seen, the only thing that sets you apart is your physicality in midfield.
Yeah.
That's what makes you special and unique. You can stay on. You're strong on the ball. Pause. And when you get your opportunities to score, you sometimes take them.
You know what it is with Rice? I do agree with you in terms of the physicality. What
Yeah,
I think is with him, I think he's good at everything but great at nothing.
that's what I was getting at. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything that he
Yeah.
does that stands out on screen.
Yeah. But
Everything
he's
that
just
he
good
does is
all
just good.
around. Like he's a good passer of the ball. He carries the ball well, short passing, long passing, will get in the box, aerially good, can
Right,
tackle, covers
right.
ground. Like he's a good player. That's it. Like he's good at everything, but he's not great at everything. Like if we were to list him, he's just pure 6 and 7s out of 10s. And if you're 70, 80, 90 million, I need more than that. Like Ryan's here saying he's special. I'm not saying all that. I don't think he's special. I think he's a good player. Maybe he could become a very good player, even great. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I don't see it right now. I
Shout
just think
out to
he's good.
Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. Hey man. Whoa, da. Enjoy. I'm like he's all right.
Yeah, that's
This
it.
is and I'm gonna be real.
That's
I
it.
don't think the only English midfielder that I would drop 100 million for is Musiala, and he's technically not even English. That's it. That's it. We know where you started at. We seen the photos. We know where you're from.
We did see where you
That
started
was
at.
it. I think even this might be a shocker.
Well,
Daredevil. Hey, we're not hearing that. I gotta put on my bio. Cue the music. Cue the music. You know what I'm talking about. You know what beat I'm talking about. I think even with a guy like Bellingham, right? They don't want to hear it, but like I see Bellingham and I'm like, okay. It's the same thing with Rice. Like athletically for the game, you're a freak. You're head and shoulders above the people that you're going up against. But when the game is not going like this and it slows down, and we start to see what you can do in tight spaces, you might want to relax, people. You might want to relax.
I know, Ryan, you're overrating him. Like Rice is not special. If Rice is okay, if Rice is special, if Declan Rice is special, what's Casemiro?
Let's not do that. They're saying we got Casemiro, buddy.
Yeah, like what's Casemiro? If Rice is special, Ryan, what is Casemiro?
That's all we're saying. Like
because that's a special talent.
We see Cass on a day-to-day basis. We understand what special in midfield is when you have those traits, right?
Like if Rice is special, what is Tchouaméni? Like legit, let's do this. Like if we're gonna do, I didn't want to go down this route, but let's go down this route since Ryan keeps mentioning it. Let's see where the bar is. Because if Rice is special, what's Tchouaméni? What's a Casemiro? What's a Luka Modric?
Shout out to man.
Because that's what I class special as is them players there that I've mentioned.
Yeah.
Like Modric is special. Like special is very few and far between. Rice is not special.
Not at all. Not at all. And again, I watched him legit last week. I watched him the week before. Because of the competition, he might look special. But when you're playing against the city, which again, people, I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of this shit. They don't have fans. Granted, that's cool. It is what it is. That's why we got away with not having to really, give them props.
Wait 1 second. Just hold. Ryan, answer the question from. If Rice is special, what is Rodri? What is Bernardo Silva? What is Casemiro? What is Modric? if Rice is special.
Let me tell you something about that last name. People. When we say special, Modric is the bar.
Yeah, that's special.
That is special.
Yeah.
Modric is the bar. Like I'm legit going to miss being able to watch that brother play football. That's special.
Yeah, that's special.
Rice
just throwing
is
out this
good.
special, the special
He's
word.
good. He's a
If
good player.
Yeah, that's it.
He's in the for me. He's in that Bruno range where, in order for your midfield to excel, he has to be the worst player on the pitch. He has to do all the dog work. That's what he is. He's a dog work player. He's a tryhard. People don't want to see it because of the price tag. He's a tryhard. He doesn't play a pass that make you say, "Oh shit!" Did anybody else in the world do that? He doesn't dribble around people that make you stop and stare. That's not him. And you know what's crazy? That's okay. It's on us not to get too hyped around about what we see, though. Because when the conversation dictates how great a player is, then you already know you're losing. Like, he's great because you told me he's great, not because I can watch him on the pitch and see that he's actually great. That's the problem that we have with everybody having an opinion, everybody having a cell phone is we create these great narratives because so many people are saying it has to be true, right? But realistically, if you just watch the game and you compare him to midfielders of the past, midfielders in his own league, like you can't tell me. I think he plays like 8'6", like you said.
Yeah.
Rodri, Casemiro, who else? There's a couple more DM.
You could just use those two as the example.
Use those two as DM. They're not. He's not on their level.
Nowhere near.
Not on their level. Let's go 8s, right?
De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. Gundogan.
I wasn't even going to include Bernardo Silva in this conversation because, again, like we said, people, there's levels to this. There's absolute levels to it. And you know what's going to be a beautiful sight? When Bernardo Silva leaves. That'll be one of the best days in Premier League history as a United fan. Get this brother out the league. Because right now, the way he's playing...
Problematic.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'll give Malacia the grace of doing nothing forward as long as he figures out a way to make that man's life a living hell come this FA Cup final. Because that brother's on smoke right now. And the only thing that, a slick baller hates is some brother who got them BDB showing like me right now who ain't really going for that pretty ball.
Facts.
Nightmare. Be a diaper. Be his shadow more than his shadow.
Yeah, 100%. Like, that's
Follow him everywhere.
Follow him everywhere. That's what you're gonna have to do. Hey, you lot, over 40 of you lot in the building, big up. We're only at 20 likes. Let's bump that up. Let's get up to 30 likes, people. Hit that like button, check 1212, and subscribe as well, man. We're looking for 4 new subscribers. We're at 6,481. Girls to 6,485. 4 more subs. There's over 40 of you lot in the building. I know there's at least 4 people who have not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. Let's bump up these likes as well, people. Continue to get your questions in. So Ryan said Rodri and Bernardo and Tchouaméni are all special. So he rates Rodri, Bernardo, and Tchouaméni as Rice is on the same level as these men. This is why I don't see people. We were like, why you always get onto Ryan? Because of stupid shit like that. That's why. Rice is nowhere near Rodri, Bernardo, Silva, or Tchouaméni in any way, shape, or form.
I'd take Rice over Jude. You know what's crazy?
Yeah, but that's a red herring. No one mentioned Jude. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's his level, though. As long as you acknowledge that Rice and Jude are over here, and at that point, I'm like, whatever you want, who cares?
I don't put Jude in the special bracket. You know what I'm saying?
As long as you put those other 3 in a class of their own, then
I think Jude's a good player, too. That's how I look at it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Rice is a good player. I know he's a good player because I think he's handled the responsibility of being West Ham's talisman very well. Mm-hmm. So I know he's a good player. Like, if you fit him into a good side, he'll fit in. But I don't think people are giving him the idea that he's outstanding. I don't think he's outstanding. I think he's good. And like for an Arsenal, when you're about to lose Xhaka, he'll fit right in. But is he going to be the one to take them over the top, make them the threat that they think they are? Absolutely not. I don't. There's nothing in his game that would support that.
Facts. Well, yeah, with
But
the go on, bro.
yeah, it's just that simple for me. So whether if Mount, the only one I'm accepting of is KANE in these conversations is KANE.
KANE,
And
yeah. KANE,
I'm more reasonable to it. I'm not. Do I
yes.
like it? Do I like it? No,
No,
not
but
really.
you're more open to it because you can see the pros and the pluses.
Yeah,
There's so many pros and
yeah.
pluses with Harry Kane. Like I've spoken about not wanting Harry Kane, like thinking I think there's better options. In just my opinion, people. I think,
Yeah.
but if we do sign Kane, I won't be screwing. I'll be like,
Don't be
all right,
mad.
cool.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be mad at it. Like I'll be like, I get that. I'll be pissed. We sign Mount, I'll be pissed. 100%.
Yeah, I can't get with that.
Yeah.
Get with
If we
let me ask Ryan one question because I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to get.
I don't even. It was more than Mount. But yeah, this is the guy who hyped up John Joe Shelby in it. Like, so it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
Voldemort.
Yeah, man.
You're getting Voldemort. Let me find out.
That's what he said. Or he's going to be monopolizing midfield. He's going to be monopolizing possession for Newcastle. Now he's at Forest and can't get a game.
Rice is Nicky Butt or Darren Fletcher. But here's the thing with having a Darren Fletcher. But Darren Fletcher was great because he had better players around him to make the game a bit easier. And he took advantage of that. Darren Fletcher is already turned out to be a good coach, which you kind of already saw because of how he played the game and being able to see the entire pitch. But bro, look at the squad he had around him. Like that goes to my point.
Yeah,
he had one of the best squads, so he knew his role and he played it to a T. That's a very smart football to understand who I have to be for this team. And so, right, that's what I'm saying about Rice. Rice is good enough to go into any team and not hurt more than he will help. So it'll help more than he'll hurt.
100%.
Right? But again, if you have a mid-table team, Rice isn't taking you to fight for top 4. If you have a top 4 team, I don't think the addition of a Rice is what's going to take you to challenge a Man City. When Man City is putting out there a squad with maybe damn near 4 or 5 people belonging in like some type of like World 11. When you talk about De Bruyne, Rodri, Diaz, Holland, I didn't even talk about Silva. That's 5. That's 5 out of their 11. 5 out of 11 could honestly compete for a rule in this FIFA top 11. Like that's what they're coming out with. So when I hear, and I love this brother, I really do. When I hear Saeed go on streams talking about, I don't want Neymar, brother, we are not in a position. We are not in a position to be making those kinds of statements.
Well, yeah, you know what? We'll go there because I've spoken on it. I'll speak on it again. But yeah, your thoughts on the Neymar like rumors that happened? It's been a long week.
Bring him yesterday. Do you think I want the Brazilian connection at my club? Absolutely. Because I know the shit are going to operate on a certain wavelength, and that'll create a culture at the club, right? And again, we need winners. Like, I get the idea of bringing in young talent, all of that. But if your young talent can watch the likes of a Neymar and Casemiro in training, even a Harry Kane in training, then having young players makes sense. Because I'm not here to watch Chelsea. I mean, not Chelsea. Definitely not Chelsea. Not going to be Chelsea. I'm not here to watch City lift another freaking trophy. I'm done with it.
Yeah,
that's going to be my bar for this manager moving forward with Qatar. And if hopefully they come through. What are y'all doing to stop this?
Yes.
It's getting embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. The largest indictment on the Glazers will be if they let City get this trouble.
Yep. Absolutely.
That'll be it. Right. We're the only club to have that in our history. And on their watch, they let these scrubs. And I hate using, I use the word scrubs because I don't like them. But if I'm being real, it's they're right now this year, at least this year, they're looking like the best football institution on the planet.
Yeah,
I can't have like what
yeah,
City?
can't have it. Yeah, City. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nah, bro. Like, yeah, that's why I'm Neymar. I'm out of desperation. We'll figure everything else out with regards to how we play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get the most talent I can accumulate this summer. And here, people, here's a news flash. Let me be real. Let me be real. We like Ten Hag right now. It's his first season.
Yeah.
I will have zero patience if I see any level of regression from this season to next season. If I see anything during our state of play that makes me think we've regressed from the level that he's been at, especially if we have new owners who can fit the bill, I won't care. If he has to go, I will not care.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I will not
You've got
care.
to deliver next season.
That's it.
We need you to deliver in the transfer window first and foremost. Have the best possible tools available to do the job, and then once we've got the best possible players to do the job, then we'll judge you on said job.
Yeah,
that's what needs to be done.
That transfer window better not look like
Mason Mount and Declan Rice.
Not the point, but it better not look like a goddamn Brexit rally. I'll tell you that much. It better not.
It's just like, yo, I want major upgrades, people. That's why I'm just so against Mount's just not good enough. That's why I don't want Rice. I'm like, I prefer like major upgrades is needed.
Especially
that's what it is.
For the money.
Yes. You're talking major. If you're charging me major upgrade money, I want major upgrade players.
I'm not trying to pay $100 million just because it's Mason Mount. When we played, I think about $60 million for Lisandro, and that changed our entire team.
However much Casemiro was, look at the
difference. Much Casemiro. If Casemiro costs less than Declan Rice, the game is done. The game is done, people. Like, what are we talking about? Shout out United Spurs. What up, though, man?
Yeah, big up United Spurs. Big up Jacob every single time. Let me get to some of these questions as well. Continue to bump up the likes, you lot. Still short of 30 likes. Continue to share this across all the socials. We're going to end the show in about half an hour, 40 minutes or so, people. RSV says, Flawless, what midfielders are your main priority? Like, which ones do you prefer? Casado sticks out, 110%. De Jong, for obvious reasons. Casado sticks out. Lavia sticks out. They're all to like... Potentially, when I mentioned those three, that's first team. So that's to play alongside of Casemiro. So a De Jong, or a Casado, or a Lavia. And then backup, because we do need a backup to Casemiro. I'd go get Onana from Everton. I've said this. Fits the bill. Backup, cheap, Premier League proven, physically has it all. Technically, he's decent and is at the age where he can get better as well. It's not like he is the finished article. So in terms of midfield, that's what it would be. Oh, yeah, 10 as well. We need a new number. Let me not forget that. We need another number 10 because Bruno's not high. Said it for the longest, go get James Maddison. But even if it's not James Maddison, go get me another number 10. Like we've been linked with the Ghanaian done. Oh, what's his name? The Ghanaian player, Kudos. We've been linked with him. Ooh. I don't even know how good he is. But cool, he's a 10. Get him in. Same with you with the Neymar thing. I'm on your wavelength with it in terms of, yes, I hear all of the potential issues, and I spoke about this on the earlier ManDem United this week. I hear about all of the potential issues regarding Neymar. However, if we get this right, we have the best number 10 in the league.
Yeah, easy.
If we get this right, we have the best. Potentially the best attacker in the league. He's right up there with Haaland. But he's top. Let's say I have to go over unfair. He's top 3. Neymar at his best is the best number 10 in the league. He's the best attacking midfielder in the league, and he's top 3 attackers overall. Someone wants to say Haaland's in with him, cool. He's probably top 2. There's only Haaland I can think of in terms of just in the league, and that's wide players, strikers, and 10s, and attacking 8s. So he's clear. He's, like I've said before, he's the type of player who can be the difference maker when you winning the Champions League or not winning the Champions League. Right. Yeah, I'm taking Neymar's better than Salah at his best. Salah is best. Neymar.
It's not even a question. Let's not do that. Let's not.
His very best is Neymar. Neymar
Kudus or Alvarez. Here's the thing with Alvarez, and because I watch Alvarez a lot because he plays for the Mexican national team, and we see them over here quite a bit. Alvarez as a destroyer doing this thing. Like if you want to play 2 6s, Alvarez and Casemiro, like nothing gets past them, but passing wise, retaining the ball wise, that's not their strongest suit.
So you need a better passer in there still.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing on Alvarez. Like I appreciate Alvarez though because when you put him as a lone six, and then you put him with 2 8s, he does his thing and he
Oh,
does
he
it
cooks
very
like that.
well.
I've
Or
not
you
watched him
put
play, so I don't
him,
even know.
they put like 4-2-3-1. He has a DM partner with the three midfielders above him.
Mm,
He plays perfect, right?
mm,
But for how we play and the way we've been playing, the way Ericsson has progressed higher up the pitch, it's legit like we're playing 2 8s and a 6 now.
mm.
Because Casemiro's out there by himself, Bruno's doing whatever the hell Bruno be doing, and man, Ericsson's just taking in the sights right now. Like when I was watching that game, it
Mm,
legit for a lot of times looked like it was Casemiro in that space by himself,
mm,
just trying to
mm,
looking for somebody to play the pass to. Nobody makes himself available,
mm.
and he just has to make something out of nothing. Um, yeah, Sangare is the same thing as Alvarez from
The,
PSV.
the,
Like
the passing thing.
the passing thing is
Mm,
always going to be the issue for
that's
these
what it
some of
is.
these sixes. And so we again when we saw the best of Casemiro, he didn't have that much responsibility. Like again, if you give him, I know it's not his best
Mm,
situation. I think he's better suited going up, playing high up the pitch.
mm.
But even what's the brother's name? Madison, like you talked about. Madison can play the eight. I think
Oh,
better.
I think he's capable.
He can be capable, but
Yeah,
like where he signs is further up the pitch, of course.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I just cannot see. I gotta say, bro, I just think like for what we need, I'd say Neymar.
Mm.
This is where it gets tough. I'll go Neymar. I might go actually. I might go get Paulinho from
Paulina, he's a shot. I like Paulina.
yeah
That's a
from
shot.
Fulham. Though the thing with Onana is Onana's good off the bench,
Mm.
but
That's how I would use him.
yeah, I feel like I feel like it's Pastor Fred, but bigger, stronger, faster. Um, but he does his thing. He does
Better
do his
version,
thing.
man. He's
He does
he's
his
good, and
thing.
technically he's good. Technically
Technically, you
he's good.
know, I'll give him credit. I'll give him his credit. I
Technically he's
think,
good.
yeah, that's what I think.
So,
Yeah, he's a bit stronger off the ball. I think his decision making is better
mm.
than Fred's
But
too.
I've seen he
So
just keeps it simple from what I've seen.
those would be my top three. If I had to
Mm,
choose like who are
mm,
the three that if we can get in the summer, I'd be like
mm.
now we're building something. It'd be I know it's a far cry. It'd be Neymar, Madison, Onana. Those would be my three. If I'd be like,
Hey, God,
and
I
you know what?
wish.
I'll sprinkle in Kane. I'll sprinkle in Kane. You know, so we're looking at like 200 off top. But the loan is a bit. You
That's
know,
what
you
I'm
can
saying with Neymar. And to Edu saying Neymar is God gifted, but he ain't what he was. I think a lot of people are frozen in time. They only ever want to look at him from the MSN tinted goggles. What I'd say about it is I've spoken on this. I've been critical of Neymar, super critical, and rightfully so, because he's
how
not
many
delivered.
goals did he?
Yeah, he's scoring goals, but I'm looking at it about what if he don't even have to get to the MSN level, Neymar. Let's say he gets a level below. That
Yeah,
is still clear with
MSN
pretty much
is
everybody in the league. That's the point I'm making is I'm not looking at the glass as half empty. I'm looking at the glass as half full. So if Neymar is available alone, or you're not paying a transfer fee, and PSG are paying most of his wages, I run the risk and go get him.
yeah.
Because if he gets to anywhere near his level, where we know he can, anywhere near it, he's the difference. Yeah, I've heard that Emma about Madison on his way to Newcastle. That pissed me off, but here we are.
It
Here
would
we are.
make sense. I think if you're Newcastle and you made the jump from no European football to Champions League, Madison makes sense because Madison, but you already have the Brunos. You have both Brunos going on. I mean, not both Bruno. You have him, Joe Linton. Who's the other midfielder?
Longstaff.
I think he'd take Longstaff's spot.
Oh yeah. He definitely gets into that midfield because that midfield outside of Bruno G is very workmanlike.
Yeah. See what you did there, Ryan? You got yourself into trouble. I try to help you. Ryan, but you do it to yourself.
I'm just talking rubbish. You know what I'm saying? I'm big up to Go as well. Geronimo, so shout out Mr. Tato from USA.
Man.
I'm fan of your music, great sports channel as well. Hey man, much appreciated, man. Much appreciated.
I see there's finally being some work done on Carrington Training Complex. Hopefully that's a sign of new owners. Hopefully Sheik Yassine. Yeah, even with the whole ownership thing, it's looking more and more like Qatar.
You think? I think Qatar will get it as well. But
yeah, I think the noise around Ratcliffe has died down tremendously, and it doesn't seem like anything's coming out. And you want to know how I know it's looking like Qatar? Because the media aren't really talking about it like that. If it was Jim, we'd be like, "What? What is Jim? What is the new United gonna look like with Jim Ratcliffe at the helm?" Like they be projecting that. So you know what I think is gonna happen? That shit is gonna come up on the ticker. We gonna make more noise about it than the media will. The media's just gonna put on the little ticker.
Just across the bottom where the ticker is now. Yeah. They will. You right. That's a very valid point, though. I didn't because it has surprisingly just gone all quiet. But like you said, if it was Jim Ratcliffe, 110% they'd be making noise about
we hearing everything.
Yeah, every day. But now, like I said, ever since the last report that came out about it, someone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, that Sheikh Jassim and the Qataris went straight to the Glazers themselves. Like they call out the middleman, which is the Rain Group. So they went straight to the source, man. They skipped over the plug and just went straight to the source. So it's like, all right, we gonna see what's happened. But yeah, just to clarify, people, when it comes to Mount, not with it. Rice,
nope.
Nah, I don't want to. But if it happens, KANE obviously is the one I favor the most out of those three. But even KANE, I'm like, Eddie hit the nail on the head, man. I was watching yesterday. I'm like, yo, it's the athletes, man. That big pitch at Old Trafford. That's why when Rashford came on the pitch, changed the game. When Garnacho entered, changed the game. You see the difference, directness. Like I say all the time, people. Football in 2023 is an athlete's game. So go get the best athletes. Go get the best players. Go get me a Casado, for example. Just use him as an example. Doesn't mean there's no exceptions to the rule. Like I said, De Jong doesn't necessarily fit that bill, but he's mobile enough. He's agile enough. He's got balance. That's why I like Maddison as well. You know what I'm saying? Like not average. He's agile, lovely balance, lovely on the half turn, can receive the ball on the half turn, can do a full 180, can do a full 360. I like that. Gets goals, gets assists, pass the eye test, can take set pieces. What more do you want? Okay. I have no idea. I don't know what more people want. Let's see this. Well, yeah, Neymar, I'm with alone, 100%. You're negotiating from a position of power. And Jacob asked the question about, do you think you can get all those in one window or do you need January 2? United definitely capable. If United wanted to go out and sign 3 central midfielders, a centre back and a striker, we could do that.
And that's the problem.
Is a whole different conversation, but can we? Yes.
Yeah. You see, people, this is the problem with the Glazers.
Go and talk about it, fam.
The Glazers got y'all thinking we don't got money like that. No. We got money like that. It's just about, like, when they say the budget is 200, right? That's because the other 400 we could have used, like Todd B, went into their pocket.
Yeah, they pocket in peace.
That's it. It's like we are, as an institution, people, like, y'all got to realize, not too many people fucking with us on the books. On the pitch is a different story. On the books, hey, man, we them done daughters. I don't know if any of y'all have watched Shottas, We Kudas in the crib. You know, talk about,
How about Shottas on what you're talking about?
That's where we living right now. We got the big house. We got the big house on the hill. You don't come into our building talking about what we should be doing. They're gonna talk about that's how we need to be, like, but it is what it is. Like I don't know. I got my star. It's Belly. It's Belly. I got my movies mixed up. But yeah.
Oh yeah, shit, it is. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of not actually watch Belly in full. You know what I'm saying?
Belly is one of the ones, man. You know what? You know what's so funny about Belly?
Um,
The dude. There's a dude who played his role so well that you thought he wanted it, but it turns out he was just so pissed that they gave him that role that it turned into being something pretty dope. It's one of the funniest things I've seen. But yeah, again, United can operate in a certain way. It's just that we've decided not to, and we've hired people who don't allow us to be that way. Honest to God's truth, people, we could operate like City. We could operate like Madrid.
Yeah.
We have that level of cash, but infrastructure.
Because of what they've done, infrastructure, and borrowed against the club and all that, it's all this stupidness. You know what I'm saying? And that is, which is why we're doing the deals we did in January, why we got Sabitz from Veghorst on loan, for example.
Again, people,
because there was no money there.
We got Sabitz in. You know what's crazy too? I think we had money. They just don't want to spend it because they know where they're about to go.
You reckon it was that?
Yeah. I think that's what I think it is. I think they're so locked in to go, and they're like, why the hell would I spend money like that? What's the need for me to spend money like that when I can just, we're gonna sell it all anyway. They can do the same thing. And think about this: you gave us a transfer budget of $200. I mean, $200 million.
Feels like $200, fam. I'm telling you.
Feels like $200 though, because again, if you got people like Rice going for 90. Caicedo, probably another 90 million plus player who I think I scratch that. Give me Caicedo, give me Neymar. Now
I love the idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the idea sounds great.
The
idea sounds great. That FIFA idea sounds great. I'm with it. Fully with it. I'm fully on board with that, man. Like, the players are there, is what I'm saying. The players are there. Like, this window is so important for Manchester United.
Yeah.
And if we do the correct business, we can go on and challenge for these major trophies. If we don't, our ceiling is what happened this season in terms of domestic cups and top four. That's what we will become if we just go and have a mediocre window or less, below mediocre, poor, whatever you want to call it. Testalo, who says, is there a late show tonight? Yeah, it'll either be one of two. It'll either be the United Chelsea Spurs show or the Q&A. And it'll probably be 12:30 a.m., 1 a.m. Just keep an eye out on the upcoming live stream schedule. Same way you lot got a late show yesterday, because it's supposed to do the United Arsenal show with Cam, but Cam couldn't do it, and then I was late getting back from the game, from the stadium to my yard. So, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna run a ManDem United anyway, thinking, I don't know how many people gonna show up, because it was like 1:20 a.m. and then you lot popped up. So yeah, man, big up to everyone who did tune in, because you lot real ones. 2-2s, Eddie. 1 sec, yeah.
All right, people. Let me get into the. Hey, let me tell you something, Ed. My FIFA team looking real nice. Real nice. My United FIFA team, hey, man. I got Theo Hernandez. I got De Jong. I got Casemiro. I sold Eriksson. Definitely sold Maguire. Sold Lindelof. Sold Wan-Bissaka. I got Mukulele at right back. Yeah, my FIFA team looking real nice. Can't even front. I can't afford. I didn't get the Neymar though. I sold Ronaldo at the beginning of the season. Yeah, so we doing all right. Do you think Lindelof has played himself to the keep list? Yeah, I think he has. Kane, 100 million. I'm looking at this data of 5,000. Kane, 100 million. Kudus, 10 right wing, 50 million. Ryan Gravenberg, 45. Edison, backup, 35, 45. Kim Min Jae. Not a bad window, but
it's a lot of money, yo. That's a lot of names and a lot of money.
A lot of names.
A lot of names, a lot of money. That's what that is.
I think you, and then if we sell, yeah.
We got players to sell to but because we have a lot of players to sell together, we can accumulate money.
Yeah.
If we sell like all the players we should be selling, that can equal up to buying one player, or might be one and a
Yeah.
half players. Because we definitely have push.
That's
We
a
have
fact.
100. We have 100, 150, 100, 120 million worth in sales. We got 12 players we can sell at 10 million.
Because
Just bare minimum.
McTominay wants to go. Maguire's gonna go. That's about 100 million between for the both
I
of them.
said 100 million. You're a joke, man. 50
no,
M's each.
yeah, 50 M's each. We ain't getting.
I get no 50 M's for no. We ain't getting 50 M's for
brother. Hey, English tax. They tell me all the time. English. I will find somebody in this country to take him. Don't worry.
I think Maguire will get.
Maguire going for 50. Maguire going for 50. I swear to God. Listen.
Push. I think and then a 20, you know what I'm saying, and that for like
we get it
50 together. You know what I'm saying, and that
we get 50 from McTominay. Box to box, bro. Box to box, midfielder, destroyer, goal scorer. You just gotta sell it. You just gotta sell it. You just gotta sell it.
Joke, man,
You just gotta sell it, people.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. You sell it, it can happen.
And before you continue, Ed, you get why this guy's an idiot. This is why I just ignore him all the time. So people like, why Joyce get onto Ryan? Yes, it's obvious what was going on.
What he do?
Because he said, how are you like getting back from the game? You live close to the ground. And then he said, Prob spent a couple hours just ripping into Lewis. Of course, I was chilling with the ManDem. I just said before I did fan cams as well. So I was out there for a minute. Like, duh. You know
we got to put the math thing. We got to do the math. We got to do the math, Ryan. 1 + 1 does equal 2. If he's talking to people, he can't walk home.
Yeah,
I just heard.
Yeah, like this is fucking obvious what I was doing. Of course, like everyone knows I live in Manchester, so they don't want to live too far from the ground. I'm like, kid. And even Ed's there, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Warrior J, appreciate it. He said, nice fan cam. And people keep asking about it as well. Oh, sorry, go on, Eddie, continue, and I'll get to this question.
Go good.
RJ keeps asking about this because I know a couple people did as well. Forcing Sancho yesterday and played on the right. He was decent. He was decent, but he's just not out wide. There was 2 times in the game where he picked up the ball on the right-hand side and the space to drive into. One, he didn't, and he checked. The other time, he didn't really drive into the space. That's not Sancho's game. Yeah. Sancho is not a direct who's just like this open space. Like a Rashford there is going to kick it and just run.
You know what?
Garnacho there is going to kick it and just go and run. And that carries you up the pitch. And it's invaluable having that in your ass. It's invaluable. Yeah, go on, fam.
That's why the right back is so important. Because I think you play him, if you play Sancho with the right back who gets up and down, meaning he has some support.
Like a Frimpong or something.
Yeah. I think then you might start to see. Because I think if he plays out wide, play him off the right. I don't want to see him in the. I think Rashford at that left is done and dusted. I think he again, and this is my thing. You could play you play Rashford off the left, you play him off the right. You need a striker who can take the top off, meaning when he makes his run, they're threatening. That'll get him more space to make plays.
Yeah, and defenders drop off. You're saying if the striker's making runs in behind, that then creates more space for a Sancho and others to operate in.
Because like we said, he needs more space to make that. If he needs to be direct, he needs more space to do it because he's not as fast as the other guys. So his window doesn't have to be. It has to be larger than the window you give to a Rashford or a Garnacho, right? And so if you bring him that fullback bombing off the right and he brings the threat as well, like then you start to see something. But because it's Wan-Bissaka, he sprints it, he drags defenders with him. But if you get him the ball in that space, there's only so much he can do. Like the funniest thing was seeing him try to attempt a shot yesterday. I don't know if you remember it.
Wait, which shot was this too?
It didn't go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere. I think it went into the back of a player or something like that. Pause. But when I tell you, it was just funny watching him look at the ball, say, "Okay, am I going to strike you now?" It was, he's good. Like him and Lindelof, I think have earned their keep to stay and be used in certain roles.
I said, has he impressed me? Yes, but I still stand on where I stand on is he should be 5th choice. We go and sign a Kim Min-jae. Then you have Martinez, you have Luke Shaw for that left-sided centre-back. You have Varane, Kim Min-jae, or another centre-back, whoever that is. Lindelof is 5.
He's the more versatile. Yeah,
because he can play right-side centre-back. He can play. Cool, I have no issue with that. But do I want to see Lindelof? It shouldn't be one injury and Lindelof's in.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Like that's my issue with it. And I look at say a Sabitzer, for instance, as the same as I look at Lindelof is you should be the 5. There should be 4 midfielders in front of you. You're 5. Cool. Like I've said for time, Casemiro, upgrade on Ericsson, then you have Ericsson, the backup to Casemiro, then it's Sabitzer, or then it's Rabiot. That's what that is. 110%. Like we need upgrades, man. We got upgrades. Yeah. You're going for him.
And then to RJ's question, Cesso's a great player, but
he's been here he's not even been here a full season yet. Yeah. Finished signed him in January.
And he's probably gonna end up. It's another one who'll probably end up at City. Just because of how he plays, like the technique, he's very cerebral. Like he understands, he picks his spots, he picks when to attack, when to go. He's not wasteful with the ball, energetic. He fits the City system to a T. And then, like I said, we should have a stream when Silva leaves, brother. I'm telling you, when Bernardo Silva leaves City, again, I can't preach to you how happy I will be. Thank you. He'll probably take that spot, or somebody else. But in the future, I can see him being on their squad.
No, that's all right. First. And someone else or something else. Yeah, Ivan Toney obviously is come out today. I'm paraphrasing. You lot have been asking about it because we've spoken about Ivan Toney, and reports are coming out stating that he admitted to being addicted to gambling, and he also some of the bets he placed were he bet on his own team to lose. Well, obviously these are games he wasn't playing in. I hear all this, I'd still go and sign him. You're now negotiating even further with this news today. You are now negotiating from even more of a position of power. It's like Brentford. Do you want to keep this player who not only has a ban, now they're talking about off the field? Spin this. Same way Eddie was there trying to spin Maguire and McTominay for 100 million, spin it to Brentford. Spin that shit, like utilize those things to your position when utilize those things to benefit you when you're in negotiation. That's what you need to do. Go and sign Ivan regardless. Because we need more than one striker. I see Martial yesterday. Lord of mercy. He wasn't bad, but he was just nah.
I didn't even speak on it.
There was time. Crowd was giving him hell. He
don't even deserve a long conversation. Brother's cooked.
Yeah, he looks cooked.
The touches, even like used to be, the touch would be something that the touches,
the close control.
Yeah,
and that looks like it's gone. I'm watching him and that looks like it's gone. It's a wrap. So we need 3 strikers, people. And someone else mentioned it as well about us being linked to all these English players because we've got English players leaving. Well, homegrown, not necessarily English, but because it can be a Scottish, like Scott McTominay, for example. But go get cheaper English players then. How about we go sign James Maddison, who falls under that quota? How about we go sign Ivan Toney, who also falls under that quota? Go and sign those 2. Go sign younger English talent. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I have no issues, no qualms with that whatsoever. Go and do so. Why are we spending X amount on a Rice or a Mount or a Harry Kane? Like why do you have to go get expensive English players? Go get potential. Go get potential. Go get me out. You telling me there isn't a young English midfielder we can go and sign for like 10, 15 million or something that's out there? Not one that comes to my mind, but I'm sure there is one somewhere.
Somewhere out there.
But it's like, let's go and get. And I know the homegrown quota, does it not also fall under? You don't necessarily have to English. It's just if you're in a team, is it between what? The ages like from, is it 3 years by the age of 19? Or no, 3 years by the age of 21? I need to actually benefit the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, benefit the rules. I actually need to check out the rules in regards to what this homegrown ruling is, but it's something along those lines. I think you must have played for an English club for like 3-4 years up until a certain age at some point to fall under the quota.
Okay.
So, yeah. Go find English players. Yeah, exactly. Flawless best. The British is great, but not at ridiculous premiums. Facts.
There's no need for it.
Premium like Rice ain't worth no 89 or 100 million. Neither is Mount. In my opinion, neither is Harry Kane.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Last year of his deal. 2 or 3 of them last year of their deals. I think approaching that last year. Yeah, I think Rice might be in the same boat. I don't know if his contract runs out in 2024.
Injury and age should knock off at least 40 off of whatever bill you're talking about. Okay, like for me, Kane is 60 M's.
With this where he's at now, yes.
Yeah.
Considering his options being limited and you're in the last year of his deal, and we can just let your contract run out and then talk to you for free next month.
Yep.
So yeah, why are we doing this? Why? Yeah, Rice and Kane last year of their contract, and also Mount. So all three of them are in the last year of their deals. And people are talking these ridiculous prices. Paying that for anybody is ridiculous. Last year of the deal, you're negotiating. You're the A side in negotiations. You hold the majority of the power. Same way with Neymar, with what's going on, you hold the position of power. Yeah, go on, fam.
It's not United related, but you saw, speaking about the A side, you saw the great news.
Have they actually made it?
They made it.
They made Spence Crawford. Let's go. About time.
I think it's June 29th.
Okay. I'm with
that. So it's coming up soon. It's going to be coming up soon. So
I'm with that. Yeah. That's going to be fire.
Yeah, man.
All right, here's the $1 million question. Who you got?
Crawford.
I'm edging Crawford. It's like 52 to 48%.
Yeah, it's that close. I think the power of Spence is making it closer than it actually might be. And I think Crawford just being that all around. Like, I put Crawford and Shakur in the same bracket as with regards to, like, just all around. I feel like they have what it takes. Defensively, mentality, like everything that it takes to win these kinds of fights. Like, I'm gonna be real with you, bro.
Go on.
I haven't said this on. I think Shakur runs laps through all them dudes that are getting associated with him, and they all just scared to fight him. That's me. I think
the best out of that, but the lightweight bunch.
Oh yeah. Because you think about it, right? With Tank, Tank and his power is a bit. It's not equal, but it's similar, right? I think he's more technically gifted than Tank. I think he's as technically gifted as Haney as well.
Okay.
So I think he's the best of both worlds. I think he gives you enough power that you have to respect, and I think technically you can't sleep on him. And yeah, I think going forward, like Crawford is that in the way where with Spence's decision making has always been questionable for me. Like just putting himself in harm's way just to prove a point, I've never been a fan of.
Yeah, don't do that.
And so with Crawford's just too cerebral, and Spence be throwing them long punches that like you be really wanting to hurt people out there. So
yeah. Spence is, I don't get mistaken. Both these fighters are beasts, both pound for pound greats, both actually special fighters as well. Yeah. Well, I think it edges to Crawford is just his versatility, his ability to box orthodox and box southpaw. I think if you take that away, I don't know who I'm picking in this fight.
Yeah.
If it was just off, if Crawford, let's say Crawford was just orthodox and it's versus Spence who's southpaw, I'd be like, all right, this is legit 50-50. But Crawford's ability to change it up and look so comfortable fighting orthodox southpaw is what gives me the edge. What gives him the edge?
We agree for sure.
That's legit. But yeah, man, you know what? You're a boxing head. I'm gonna bring back the boxing show still. We won't pattern that. I need to bring back the boxing show. There's too many big fights going on. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's American fighters, UK fighters, you're like, I'm bringing it back. I need to stop saying I'm definitely going to do. In particular, over the summer as well, with all these bouts coming up.
Yeah, everything coming up the way it's going to be.
I need to bring back I've been saying it, big fights, big nights only. I need to. You know what I'm saying? I need to bring back the boxing show. And my host went about, but I know you do. So yeah, man, we just going to pattern that and sort that out without doubt.
Sounds good.
So you lot, there you go. Another show popping up for you lot. See? Just, you know what I'm saying? And that, just like that. 31 likes. Bump us up to 40 likes, people. Bump us up to 40 likes before we close out the show. Continue to subscribe. Get your final few questions in as well. Let me see if we missed anything as well. We spoke on Ivan Toney. Anthony's injury, I'm not sure. So Matthew's saying here, not good news about Anthony and his injury. They reckon could be out for 2 months. Guess it's just good end of the season, but would have been good to have him for the FA Cup final. I do agree with that. It's a shame, man, because I actually think he has been decent. I need to see more, though. One, his availability, he's not been high. That has been my biggest issue with him this season. I think he's only played like 23, 24 league matches. That's not enough. Definitely needs to improve. But he's put in a solid enough season where I go, all right, I want to see you next season, but we need improvement next season. Otherwise, Diallo going to take your place or someone else is going to take your place. Simple as that. But yeah, man, it's a shame because we could have definitely have been effective in the FA Cup final, particularly off the bench. But I do think it could be a blessing in disguise because the way we beat Manchester City in at home in the Premier League is the way I think Ten Hag should go in this final. And now with Anthony out, I think it forces him to play Bruno out wide, play a midfield of Casemiro, Fred, and Eriksen. That's what it should be. Sabitza's injured. McTominay shouldn't see the pitch from a starting lineup perspective. So that should be the team. And I think everybody who played in that game started that game against Manchester City is fit and available, bar Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's the only one that didn't start that game. So the here and goal, Wan-Bissaka, Malacia, your fullbacks. Instead of Shaw, Lindelof, then you have Varane, midfield free of Casemiro, Fred, Eriksen, Bruno from the right, Rashford from the left, Martial up top. That would be my team. And then you switch it up, and then you take Martial off, play Rashford through the middle, and then put Garnacho on the left. Because one problem you have with Manchester City is they have Kyle Walker on that right-hand side, who's quick. That's a big problem. Maybe, I don't know, maybe even try to switch and play Rashford from the right. Or something like that. Yeah, play Rashford from the right and play Bruno over left-hand side. And then if you bring on Garnacho, then you can maybe switch it and then play Rashford through the middle and then Garnacho from the right. Because Walker's quick. That's one thing you know about him.
Yeah.
He's quick.
I'm with you. With the, I think you play Rashford through the middle, simply from the fact that, and that City defense is still like there's no weak links really in the team.
There's no glaring weaknesses. It's not like you're playing Liverpool and Trent's there, and you're like, Trent. I get what you're saying.
And again, Liverpool people, again, whoa, enjoy it. I got that beat drop. ain't no opera house when they playing that with people. We're at the opera house. Y'all are going to the 300 crowded festival. Y'all go enjoy that over there, man. We gonna go see Vivaldi. You know, like we have the tight suits on. We gonna do that. Because who's there? I think Ake, is he still out?
I'm not sure. He might be, but they've been playing anyway. It's been Walker, Diaz, and then Akanji, and then Stones has been like inverting alongside Rodri. So the pace is down their right hand side. We need to go down our right hand side and centrally hit them on the break.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I'm seeing. Because the only thing I'll say is, like we said, Sancho got it. Maybe you play Sancho through the middle.
Well, Sancho's a 10.
Yeah, I don't, because I'm looking at. We need to. Walker is up for it. Like, I have never seen Walker slyly has been one of their best players these past couple of weeks through the way he's defending. And I'm just looking at like, what can we do tactically from an offensive standpoint? And
hit him on the break from.
Hit him on the break.
It's a counter
but
attack.
Then you know who got this? What I'm saying, Walker has the pace to meet up with Rashford.
That's why you go central. You play.
But if you
Rashford
put him
central,
right? I think through the Stones and the
man. That's why I said you play Bruno from the left, Rashford from the right, and then you play Martial up top.
Yeah,
that's it. You know
that's it. So yeah, it'll be a toughie, but I think the only way we do it is like we've said is we have to shut down. We have to tap into our inner Jose, just muck it up.
Yeah, what we did to them in the Premier League game at home, that has to be the play. And hopefully we have a great defensive display. They have enough there.
Yeah,
and we catch them on the break because they can be caught on the break. We just got. I'm saying it's on Casemiro and Eriksen from the midfield.
Or you know what's crazy? Now that you mention it, yeah. Instead of I'd play Bruno off the right.
Yeah, Bruno in one of the wide spots. Right. Whether it's left or right. Yeah, I was just thinking to play Rashford over the right hand side just because of the pace aspect. I'd rather have him running at a Diaz, like if he drifts in central, and a Kanji rather than a Walker. That's what I would say.
Hey, J Reds, you don't hate from outside the club, my boy. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
But yeah, love to everyone who has locked in. I think we've covered everything anyway. I believe we have. If not, well, we will get to it because I'll obviously be back.
Taz is
Eddie will
in
be
the
back as
building.
well. Big up Taza as well. Taza probably not no clubs today. Probably tomorrow. But if not, I'll give you a shout today anyway. And clubs, that's the only live streams on here, people. That will be sometimes here on the YouTube, sometimes on the Twitch. Because it's obviously the summer's coming up. You will get more pro club stream. Me and Eddie will be bringing back the boxing show, Big Fights, Big Nights. So myself, Eddie, I need to talk to my guy JK as well, my American Don, get him on as well. And we running that show back. You know what I'm saying? And Big Fights, Big Nights will be just the biggest bouts. So whether it's US fighters, whether it's UK fighters, or whoever else, we are definitely going to run that back. That'll be on the Twitch though, people. Well, yeah, love to everyone that's locked in. Head over to the terrace, people. Head over to the terrace because I'm being live on there for the top 6 show. I believe Big Six Bands is live though. So I'm legit gonna I redirect you lot to Big Six Band. So you got so much content coming up, people, to watch. Let me have a look.
Yeah, man.
Let me have a look. Yeah, he is live. So yeah, let me redirect to what's it called? Big up Victor as well. You know what I'm saying? A joke. Big up you lot because we did hit 40 likes as well. And we'll be back tonight. Like I said, it'll either be the Manchester United Chelsea Spurs show or a Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. If you do get it, it'll be like 12:30 a.m., 1 a.m. people. So just, yeah, that's all you lot need to do as always is just keep an eye out on the upcoming live stream schedule. But yeah, man, love to everyone who has locked in, people. Large up everyone who continues to support. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.
The champions.